Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing yet another round of trash. I have a good samantering of different categories. So as usual, I will go ahead and have chapters so that you can jump around to any categories that speak to you personally. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the two other items that don't really fit into typical categories that I have. Both of the items in this other category come to us from Fortune Cookie Soap. The first one that I have is a laundry detergent. If you don't know, I only buy laundry detergent from Fortune Cookie Soap. I just have found that I like supporting them as a brand. I also like the detergent. I find that it is really effective. I only have to put 1 tablespoon in and it does a nice job keeping my clothes nice and clean. I don't feel like it leaves a ton of scent, I can't really smell it, so I don't prioritize buying specific ones. I just sort of read the ones available on the website, pick one that I find the scent profile of relatively intriguing, and then buy it. So this is the one that I have, the I Wished For You. I really don't know what the notes of this are. It just has a clean, maybe a little bit of a lavender-esque scent, but it did the job. I will keep buying them. I have since purchased 2 more. I tend to try to buy them as a couple just to sort of help validate the shipping costs, because I do pay shipping and handling for Fortune Cookie Soap. It's the one company that I just swallow it and go ahead and pay for it, regardless of the fact that I hate paying for shipping. Second item that I have is a toilet spray. It's 'Tis the Season to Be Merry. This came in I think it was a Christmas Advent box. The smell of this kind of reminded me of Play-Doh. I don't really know why. It does the job. No matter what one I've had from them that is a toilet spray, it does a nice job serving as basically a poopery, absorbing the poop smell and then leaving it nice and fresh in there. These are really strong. I've found that the ones I've had recently are really intense for how many sprays you do. So it worked. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them, but as I get them randomly in Get What You Get bags or in the seasonal boxes, I do use them, but I'm not swearing by them. All right, let's do hair and body care items. I have one hair item. This is my current conditioner. It's the Garnier Fructis Pure Clean Fortifying Conditioner and Aloe Extract. I was drawn into this because of the scent and because it has aloe in it. I really do like the smell of this. I'm pretty sure I bought the shampoo and conditioner, but I've only pulled out and used the conditioner. It is a little bit of a lighter conditioner, meaning that it's not super thick and it's not very heavy, but I felt like it was hydrating for my hair, which I like. As a heads up, I only condition basically from my ears down. I don't put conditioner on the top of my head because I have found years ago that it made my hair, no matter what the conditioner was, just look greasy. I don't know what that is, but my hair is pretty coarse, but it just doesn't do well with conditioner at the very top. So I only am really doing the ends, which is most of where I am doing a lot of my heavy hair straightening with my very intense hair straightener. So I liked it, would buy it again. I'm not super picky about hair care items because I don't have really finicky hair, so worked for me. I have a non-Bath & Body Works body wash. It's from Fortune Cookie Soap. It's the Lady Glitter Sparkles body wash, which came out in last year's Easter box. This, I kind of felt like this was one of the only scents from the box that I wasn't really into. I also will say I don't love the formulation of their body washes. They are really thin. It's nice because I can blow through them really fast, but they just don't get really sudsy. They're not as thick as the ones from Bath & Body Works are, and I prefer just a little bit of a thicker type of gel. The other thing I didn't like about this, and maybe if I get close, oh yeah, you can see it. Straight up craft glitter all up in here, which I did not like because it would inevitably cling to my skin and I couldn't always wash it off. It wasn't like I looked like this when I got out, but there were always little flecks randomly on my body, and it just, not a fan. I'm not a fan of glitter inside body care items. And Fortune Cookie Soap is guilty of it mostly in their OCD hand sanitizers. They've gotten away from it a little bit. Occasionally I get them now, but I did not fully anticipate this when I saw that, and I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled in the future because I probably will pass on and not use a future body wash if it does have glitter like this again. I've got a pregnancy empty. This is the Bio Oil skincare oil. So this is the second one of this size, which was 4.2 fluid ounces that I used up over the course of my pregnancy. Basically, by the time I got to, I want to say it was like week 20, that's when I actually started to show. And when I say show, it was kind of like, am I pregnant or am I just gaining weight kind of showing? But my skin on my stomach would get really itchy. And when I looked into why that was happening, it was because my skin was quite literally stretching and it was causing the itchy sensation. So a lot of people in my life were like, buy oil. We swear by it. It will keep you hydrated. It will also help prevent stretch marks. I'm very fortunate now that I'm postpartum. I didn't end up getting any stretch marks during my pregnancy. And I felt like this was really helpful because I tried the Earth Mama Organics version of their bio oil. I think it was called like their belly oil, and that did not keep me hydrated. I would apply that and like a couple of hours later I would need to reapply it, which doesn't really work. So I'm not going to at school be like bringing to the bathroom some belly oil and like putting it on myself and then going back. So I ended up purchasing this second one, and basically I was able to go through 8.6 ounces in 20 weeks, which for me wasn't that bad. The stuff's not inexpensive, but it worked for me and I liked it, and I would recommend it if you're in a position like me. And I'm a person who doesn't like oil. I don't like oily texture on my skin, but it did the job and I appreciated that absolutely. The last body care item that I have is devastating. It's the Egg Mellow Body Butter from Too Cool for School. So I had 2 of these. I had already worked through one earlier this particular winter, and I decided to save this one for my hospital bag for my delivery. Oh God, literally, I pulled this out for my first shower after I gave birth. And this was the one thing like I was holding on to because I was in rough shape postpartum after giving birth. It was a lot that I was not expecting, and this was just a magical scent. So I now have even like fonder memories attached to this besides the fact that I love it. If you've never heard of this, haven't watched me talk about this before, I'm gonna describe the scent to you. It's going to sound stupid, but I love it. It smells like butter and baby wipes. Oh my God, it's so, so good. It's expensive. For a while, this was being carried at Sephora, and then they stopped being carried there. And then someone randomly told me one time that Kohl's had it, but it was still pricey. Like I consider pricey to be like 20 bucks and above. For the way I use these types of products, I just can't afford that lifestyle. I go through these way too quickly, but they were basically 2 for 1 at Kohl's. So I bought 2 last year, and I don't even know if Kohl's still has it. Oh, I just freaking love this scent. This has got to be like my, I don't know, 8th, maybe 10th tub of this because it's just so good. It's such a nice, smooth, buttery texture. It's gonna be one of my top scents that I love in this formula. So I'm so sad it's gone, but I really enjoyed it. And after I came home from the hospital, I didn't put it back in the closet. I just decided to like use the whole thing up, and it's got 7.5 ounces. So it doesn't take me a ton of time to work through it. Love it. Love this scent. Definitely recommend. All right, let's go ahead and talk skincare. I have a lot of skincare samples. First one that I've got is the Believe in Truth, the True Cream Aqua Balm. So even though I freaking love their under eye cream, I don't love the face cream. It is much too rich for my skin. So I used it as a neck cream, which made it take a really long time to get used up, but it's fine. I had it as like a freebie sample. I think if you're someone who has super dry skin, you would really appreciate this, but if that is not you, I think that this would be way too much for your particular face. Then I have the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. I have had a number of these before. I think this is a really great cleansing balm. I think it does a nice job really melting away any type of makeup that you have. I also am a contact wearer, and this does not leave any white cast on my contact lenses, which is really appreciated. Not all cleansing balms can say that about themselves. And I find the price point to be really fair for what you get. So I will definitely repurchase this again. I'm not in the need for cleansing balms, but if I were, I would go ahead and snag one. Last sample is the Biossance Squalane Copper Peptide Rapid Plumping Serum. This I did not like because the stopper or the dropper, whatever you want to call this, didn't do a very good job like sucking up product. I also didn't find that my skin, I had the sample for quite some time. I only used it once a day. So I think I got like 2 weeks use out of it. I didn't feel like my skin was radically changed in those 2 weeks. So nothing that I necessarily want to go out of my way to purchase, but I did appreciate getting through the entire sample because I was sort of in between serums when I pulled this one out. I've got a boring skincare item. This is the Modessa 100% pure cotton rounds. So I'm only talking about these because I recently purchased from Makeup Eraser their reusable cotton rounds basically, and they're great. I feel like they work really well. I have been able to use them, wash them, use them again, and I'm a big fan of them. And it's a very small, minute way to get away from the single-use cotton world. I do have some cotton squares after this to use up, but once I've gone through all of those, I will exclusively use the Makeup Eraser ones. But I wanted to put it on your radar if you're somebody who uses cotton rounds and you want to find a more sustainable way to not harm the environment, again, a very small way, I would check those out for Makeup Eraser. You get, I want to say it's like 5 in a set, and if you can get it during like the Sephora VIB sale, or when Makeup Eraser runs their own sale, I think they're pretty reasonable. It seems like a lot at first for cotton rounds, but they're reusable and you just wash them. It's a lot better than their sponge that they had, the washable sponge, in my opinion. So big fan of that change, and will hopefully be able to work through the rest of this type of thing in my closet in a very efficient way and then be done using that type of single-use product. Final one that I have is a cleanser. Very happy to have finished off another full-size cleanser. This is the Selfless by Hiram. So this is the second product I purchased from his line. It's the Centella and Green Tea Daily Gel Cleanser. This is in partnership with the Inky List. So I bought this because it was one of the only other products that he had from his line that was pregnancy safe and also helpful for like neutral / oily acne prone leaning skin. This to me, experience wise, is very similar to the rose water cleanser that the Good Molecules sells. However, the packaging is a lot better. Rather than being in a pump, I really love the fact that this was in a squeezable container. And what I loved about it was the product always seemed to, just like his moisturizer, the product always seemed to just naturally gravitate towards the bottom of the tub without having to create any real effort on my part, which I liked. I definitely feel like it was a thinner type of cleanser. It very much felt like a thin, not super intense type of cleanser. I think it was fine, but I don't know if I was convinced to want to have it all the time. So I used it. I'm not sure I'll buy it again, but I don't think it's bad by any means. So if you're in the market for a new cleanser and you have middle of the road or sometimes oily acne prone leaning skin, definitely give this a try. It's not bad and it's not super pricey, but I don't necessarily know if it's a holy grail in my life. We have a few makeup items to round this all off. I've got two Meh mascaras. First one that I've got is the Tarte Maneater Mascara. I picked this up, I feel like when it was like a Black Friday special, and it was maybe one of the $10 mascaras. I used to really love Tarte mascaras, but I just have gotten away from them. I don't think they're as great as they are, and I always heard the Maneater Mascara was really something special. But this is what the wand looks like. So you have essentially like some long bristles, and then you have, like, as you rotate it around, some shorter bristles. I don't know, I just felt like this didn't do a whole lot for my lashes, and I don't have really finicky, difficult to work with lashes. I think I've got very middle of the road length, don't need a lot to zhuzh up the lashes, and this doesn't do it for me, so I would not recommend, would not buy. And then I have my Flower Lash Warrior. Again, I feel like I heard a lot about this, and recently my local CVS started carrying Flower Beauty, so there have been a lot of promos, which is why I picked this up. Again, it has a wand that has an arch, but then you've got some like longer and shorter bristles. This was a wetter type of formula, and I don't necessarily write it off at first because sometimes wet formulas, if you let them dry out, they get into that really good sweet spot where it works really well. This never achieved that. So I just felt like it coated my lashes, but didn't do a whole lot in regards to volume or length. And so I just wasn't a fan. Also wouldn't recommend, wouldn't buy. Then I've got two samples that I've had for 100 years from Joa. I have their tinted luminizer stick. This is, I think, really interesting packaging. They sell their foundation stick with an actual like makeup brush on the other end, like a kabuki brush that you can pop off and be able to wash, which I think is pretty cool. I think it'd be even cooler if they would sell just like a refillable cartridge for that versus having to always buy a new one with the brush. But alas, I had 3 different colors to choose from, and I went obviously with the lightest one, which for them was ivory. So this was the lightest shade. I had like a love-hate experience with this. When I was first applying it, I felt like it looked heavy and wasn't really blending in with my skin. But then when I would go into natural lighting, I liked the look of it. I just feel like personally for me, I just am not a stick foundation person. I think I just really prefer the way overall liquid foundations work. Same thing, like I don't use powder foundations either. My mom's a big fan of powder foundations. I never really got into the whole powder foundation thing. So wouldn't be convinced to buy this, but it's not bad. I feel like if you're somebody who likes the look of a stick foundation on your face, give this a try. They have quite a few colors to choose from. The other one that I have also from Joa, this is their Breakthrough Crystal Glow Primedation. It's their all-in-one foundation. It's supposed to be a primer, it's supposed to have skincare, and it's supposed to be an illuminating foundation. Again, they had 4 different color options, and I went with FN030, which is not the lightest shade. They actually had like a shade finder over here. I don't know where that went, but this one I liked a lot better. I definitely will say it provided the coverage that I prefer, which is kind of medium, erring on a little bit of the lighter side. I could still see my like forehead freckles through it. It had a nice like finish to it. I was a little bit concerned because I'm not a big fan of illuminating products in general, especially face products, because I feel like it just makes me look sweaty and oily and not glowy. It's not a cute look for me. This didn't do that. I feel like this did provide a nice glow. I did go on their website because this shade was a little bit too dark for me, so I mixed it with a little bit of a lighter foundation, and the two of those things together worked out really well. And I do feel like they have, I think they got like 30 shades of this. There's a lot of shades to choose from. There is a lighter shade that I feel would better match me. So if I ever could get to a place where I'm not overwhelmed with foundation products, I think I would buy this one because it was one of the nicer Joa products that I have tried. So do recommend. Lastly, I have a boring makeup item, and it's a makeup brush cleanser. This is not the one you're thinking of. It's the e.l.f. Solid Sponge Cleaner. This is basically a solid like bar of soap that you can use to clean your makeup brushes. I originally got one just as a free sample, I think, with my order, but I actually really like it. I dislike that I can't just buy the bar of soap and keep using this container, but it's fine. I think it's really affordable. I think it's like $3, maybe $2 or $3, which isn't that bad. It lasts a really long time. It does a nice job keeping my brushes both soft and clean, even though I do use their daily brush cleanser to spray my brushes every day. Once a week, I sit down and wash my brushes, and I think that this has a nice job keeping them in good condition, so I do recommend. All right, there you have it. Those are all of the items that I have currently finished off in my large makeup and body, skin, hair collection. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts about all of these items, and I'll catch you in my next video real soon. Bye.